All right, welcome to everybody out there tonight. I got to get the level set here. Okay, just wanted to say hello to everybody out there. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, I believe. I forgot what day it was. It's 8 o'clock p.m. and it's time for Amateur Radio Roundtable. This webcast is on every Tuesday night, and we would appreciate it if you could help spread the word to all your friends out there. This program is also being simulcast on a shortwave radio station, and I think we're on 5085 kilohertz tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Ted Randall's with us, and he can let us know that in a few minutes if there's a change on the frequency. But we should have shortwave listeners tuning in from a number of countries around the world tonight. Because we're on a shortwave broadcast, we're going to start trying to include segments about shortwave listening. So if any of you shortwave listeners out there have any ideas, send us an email and tell us what you'd like to hear about shortwave, and we'll try to bring it to you. We'd like to invite every listener to join the webcast at w5kub.com if you can. So if you're near a PC, go to w5kub.com and you'll see the video and all our guests tonight. You can also log into the chat room and talk directly to us. Just put your name in there. You don't need a password tonight. And just click the sign in button. We'd love to hear from you. Give us your location and a signal report. Tonight we've got a great lineup, and each one of you can join in on the live video webcast in the last part of the show if you have a camera and a Google Plus account. Later in the show, we will provide a link that you can click on that will allow any of you to come on the webcast, and all your friends watching this webcast will actually see you on the show. So click and come in and join us. Just say hello or sit around and listen if you want to. That's the roundtable part. The lineup tonight includes Gino Calistini, KG7POU in Sparks, Nevada, and he's going to be sharing with us a new ham radio site that gives assistance to hams to obtain their licenses. And with Gino is Mick, W7MCK tonight. After that, Michael Coulter, W8CI from Dayton, Ohio, a spokesperson for the Hamvention, is going to join us. But he's going to be talking about some earthquake relief efforts that are going on in Nepal. We were going to have a special show tonight, last minute change, and bring you live feeds from people in India and Nepal, but we're rescheduling that for next Tuesday. So tune in next Tuesday, and hopefully we'll have people on site working the health and welfare and communications from Nepal. And then last we'll have Joe Eisenberg, K0NEB from Lincoln, Nebraska on here. Joe is a kit builder and editor in CQ Magazine, and I know many of you know who Joe is and have seen him. Ted Randall, WB8PUM, is our co-host on the show. He's joining us from Lebanon, Tennessee. Ted, are you there? Are you still busy flipping switches?
No, I'm here. I just been sitting here listening, and glad to be here and looking forward to listening and watching.
Okay, well, Ted, you're coming through really good to be 200 miles away. I really appreciate it. Ted was flipping the main switch on. Hey, Ted, are we on 5085 tonight or the other frequency?
5085. Yeah, we no longer operate on 9930 after 7 p.m. So at 7 p.m. we go to 5830, and of course 8 o'clock is an hour after 7 p.m. So, yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay,
5085.
So no change back to no change later, right? And are we gonna? Is this kind of a frequency that's going to be used all summer, or is FCC going to change it back later, maybe?
As far as I know, this is it for all summer, but you never know. It's shortwave radio, and there's a lot of international agreements that have to be honored. And you never know when something's going to change, so you just kind of have to roll with it.
Oh, okay. Well, great. And we really appreciate you being on here and co-hosting with us and getting us on the radio there. And Ted, one day we want to come do a live show, or at least record the video and show everybody out there in the world what these transmitters and this station looks like.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, matter of fact, I would say that anybody that comes into the Nashville area, if they contact us ahead of time, if we can work it in, we love to give tours. So if you've never seen an international shortwave broadcast facility, it's quite an experience for those who have never seen one. Of course, if you have seen one, it's still fun to see another one. So,
Well,
anyhow.
I tell you, that's some big transmitters you've got in there, 100,000 watts. I feel like I need to wear a tinfoil suit if I go in there.
Well, we have to put, tinfoil over our heads,
Yeah.
that kind of
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
to keep, because the aliens come along and they try to suck all that power up into their spaceships, and they'll read your mind. So
Well, we don't want them sucking that power out because we need it all to go out on the antenna tonight. Hey,
but
already, hey,
on the other hand,
There's-
you don't
there's-
have to put the tinfoil over your head if you don't really have a mind. If you're like I am, you don't need the tinfoil.
well, there's a shortwave listener in here tonight that's joined us the last few nights, and he said hello to you. So I think he's been listening to you there. So let's jump into the program here, and let's go out to Sparks, Nevada, and we want to talk to Gino Calistini. I hope I pronounced that right. KG7POU. Gino is a fairly new ham who had trouble finding Elmers to help him when he was starting to get his license. He just didn't know anybody. And because of this, Gino and some other people have started a 24-hour a day Elmering program to help hams get in the hobby. His site runs a lot of amateur radio videos. They do a lot of their own videos. They discuss technology products. Study materials also provided to those wanting to get their license, and they can help hook you up with an Elmer. So let's see. And their website is amateurradioclub.net, amateurradio.net. And Gino's done several interviews with people. We're going to have a short video from him tonight. So let me see if I can flip over and get Gino on here. There they are. Let's see.
Hello.
Gino, how you doing?
Great. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Let me see if I can adjust your picture just a little bit real quick and get you just a little larger in here. Oh, that looks probably better right there. Okay, so Gino, hey, man, you got a good story here. It's very interesting that a new ham like you is doing all this work for ham radios now. So tell us kind of why you started the amateurradioclub.net again.
Yeah, how you doing, everybody? My name's Louis Gino Calistini. I'm KG7POU, and we're located here in Sparks, Nevada. This is the Amateur Radio Club headquarters here out in Sparks, and this is one of my Elmers, actually, is W7MCK, Mike Pasuto, and he's here to join me tonight. But yeah, we pretty much take great pride in what we do here, and we're just here to help anybody that needs any kind of Elmering, or if you need a book or anything like that, let us know. We're here 24 hours a day, and like he said, like Tom was saying, it was hard for me to find an Elmer, and so I ended up making the show here, and the show is pretty much blown up into something very useful and very helpful for the ham radio community. And we have our nvcon.org convention coming up here in Reno, Nevada, and I'm going to have a booth, a really nice booth. We'll be giving away over 1,000 coffee mugs and hopefully spreading the word about Elmering. And just so you know that we're here, we have a 24-hour hotline that anybody can call, and that's 775-800-1266. But yeah, like we said, we're here to help anybody, and Mick can probably explain a little bit more too if you want.
Yeah, so basically we get on, and us Elmers all talk, and then anybody can come on and listen to our conversation about antennas, radios, of course, and amplifiers, and what kind would be the best for my situation, and it's really great, and people just listening in can learn a lot, and that's why we're here. But we love the hobby so much, and we want to get people in it so badly that we're willing to do this 24 hours, and we'd love everybody to be in. So it's a really great thing that we got going.
Well,
It sure is.
I know you guys you spend a lot of your own money. I know that you're looking for anyone that might want to donate or help out, and you actually give ARRL study material to new hams, don't you?
Yeah, anybody that can't afford a book out there, you can go to our website. It's amateurradioclub.net. There's a contacts tab up there, and if you send me your information and let me know that it's all discreet, so nobody will know or anything for you as well. So you just send me a message, let me know that you can't afford a technician manual, and I'll box it up and send it to you. I have a few little sponsors. There's a lot more than I can list right now, but they do help out with new ham packs, stickers and BAM plans and other things I try to throw together. We do, and as for spending our own money, yeah, everything comes out of my pocket 100%. And we have a lot of people here that volunteer their time and stuff. There's all kinds of Elmers and people that really care about this community that come into our show every single day, and they put forth a lot. And we also have some Elmers we're actually flying in, so we can have them at the booth so people can meet them live and help share their stories of why they want to be an Elmer and why they love ham radio so much.
Well, that's great you're doing that. And Ted, Ted's been doing ham radio shortwave programs for a long time, and he's been getting the word out. And I'm sure Ted has brought a lot of people in. Ted, do you get any feedback on your end on how you influence listeners?
I get emails constantly that just blow my mind. People will write and say, "You're the reason I just passed my ham ticket." And I'm like, no, I'm not. All I've done is put interesting programming on, and that's, other radio amateurs who have a story to tell about how they got into the hobby, what they love about the hobby, what the hobby means to them. And those are the stories that sell ham radio. It's not the books, it's not the the learning tapes. It's not even the equipment. I mean, people look at the equipment and say, "Yeah, I'd like to get a ham license," but really and truly, the people who study to get the license, they've been motivated by Elmers. They've been motivated by, other amateurs, and that I think is what really presses folks forward. We get, I do music shows on Saturday and Sunday nights. I do country music, so all you country fans, tune in 8 o'clock on 5085. And oh goodness, 600 emails come in. Like the first hour we're on, there's no way I could ever play all those requests. There's no way I could ever say hello to all those people. But the thing is they're there, and I look at that group of shortwave listeners as potential amateur radio operators.
Well, we all got our license probably listening to shortwave. I think you did. I did. What about you, Gino and Mick? Were you guys interested in shortwave or listening before you got your license?
Yeah, I sure was. I actually was listening for a while. Here, I'll let Mick get some floor time here.
Well, I don't want to make the story long, but since I was a kid and I got my first couple of walkie-talkies at Christmas, I just freaked out on the whole radio thing. Just being able to talk to somebody through the airwaves, and it was just magic, and it's still magic to me today. Then I got into CB radio, and then after that, years later, I finally got my ham ticket, and that's something I'd wanted my whole life. And I'll tell you, when you guys were talking about bringing other people in, I can't think of anything that's more rewarding than bringing somebody into your own hobby. I mean, that's what I love about it, and that's what we love at amateurradioclub.net.
Oh yeah, and Ted's Ted's getting the word out there all around the world through shortwave listeners. That's the people that are ripe for wanting to get their license. And then you guys have created a group here now that helps hook them up with Elmers. And a lot of these little towns, like where I grew up, I got my ham license at 16. There was not another ham around. And when you're 16 and no other ham around, you're all on your own. So the service that you guys are starting to provide now at amateurradioclub.net is great by hooking people up with Elmers and helping them get material if they can't afford it.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And it's just you talked about the small town there, and that's where I came from. I came from a small town called Fallon, Nevada, and there wasn't even any ham radio operators there. So I read a lot of QST magazines. My parents wouldn't let me have the opportunity to do it. I think money was an issue or whatever. But about a year and a half ago, I fell upon a $30 Baofeng radio, and I got a little Yacht Boy 400 shortwave radio, and then that was it. It just kind of started the fire, and I just had a hard time actually find someone to help me. And so I just, like I said, I just decided to start the show. And now we have a lot of people, AF7LT out there in chat. He's one of the guys who'll be flying in. His name's Chris Ferens from Washington. We got KD7MAZ, KD7LTN, N6CY Jason Boyer. He was also one of the employers for Ham Radio out there, Ham Radio Deluxe, the program. We got W7MCK here. M6YRU, his name's Ian. He's from the UK. And we also have GOJVK. His name's Rob Cook, and he's also from the UK. And two more left. One of our special ones is KD9CRQ. He's our youngest member as an Elmer, and he's 14 years old. And he really comes up with some really awesome antenna designs and stuff. And you have myself as well. And we also have a Facebook page you can follow. It's just Amateur Radio Club, and you can follow it on Facebook if you guys want. So.
Okay, great. Well, I'm gonna join that. Hey, you just recently went to the National Association of Broadcasters and also the DX convention out there, and we've got a little video that you did, and I think it's a very good quality video. I want to run that here, and folks, the video that you're going to see that Gino and Mick have for us tonight is on Geocron. Geocron, am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah,
Gino?
Geocron.
Geocron.
The owner of Geocron there at the Visalia DX convention in California.
And guys, what that is, you've probably seen these monitors like on the wall that shows the dark and the sunlight, on the world map and how it moves. These are the guys that invented the first one. This is all mechanical, and he's going to explain it. You can get this same thing on a program on a computer, but you have to run a computer. But this is a neat deal here. They're the ones that invented this. We're going to run this video real quick. It's probably about 7 or 8 minutes, and then we'll be back with you right after we run it. So all I have to do now is find the video, and I've got it here. Okay. Well, excuse me just a second here. We will. Okay, I found it. Here we go. This is Geocron.
All right, this is KG7POU here with AmateurRadioClub.net. We're going to do another live interview with Patrick Bowen, the owner here at Geocron. So go ahead, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, so the Geocron, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the only way to know where the gray line was by looking at a Geocron. It's the only, and still the only, geographic chronometer that's ever been made, and it's entirely mechanical. Now these days you can get that online, but there are some people, for the ultimate thing in their shack, they want a machine that does that. And that's what the Geocron has been for the last 50 years. So we've got, I'll just demonstrate how it works.
Yeah, sure.
This looks like a static picture, but actually it's moving in very slow motion forward 1 inch an hour. And you can see the gray line here. And I'll set this back to where it is. But then over the year, the gray line spins on machinery. Like so. Up and down it goes, along with the analemma in the sky, the sun being 23.4 degrees off of its axis at high noon in December, and then coming back up to my equinox, and it's set by the date down here. Coming into April, oh, I just missed it, and now we're on May 2nd. And
Nice.
So if you came back tonight and you looked at it, then Asia would be over here. So the thing that's unique about the Geocron is that it's composed of 300 moving parts. It's one big machinery, which is why it's 30 pounds.
Whoa.
But for guys who have been doing doing the ham radios for a long time, they've got one on their wall because this was the only way to know. And it's still an awesome gift, and it's an awesome thing to put in your shack. Actually, mine, I have one in the shack, but I also have one in the living room because people want to talk about it all the time. It's cool to see.
Yeah, it's definitely definitely a great piece of history. I've seen them. I collect a lot of the older QST magazines.
Sure.
So I see a lot of the older ads in there for them and stuff. It's
That's
just
right.
a really neat piece of machinery. It is.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, this is KG7POU here with AmateurRadioClub.net. We're going to do another live interview with Patrick Bowen, the owner here at Geocron.
Well, I believe our video ended.
All right, this is KG7POU here with Amateur Radio Club.
I believe it ended. We had some type problem there and our video ended before, but I think we got about halfway into it there, and we got a good view of that. And Gino, I'll figure that out, and we'll get this thing back on there again. But we don't have a whole lot of time for this segment, so let's just jump on to just a couple other things real quick. Now, you've just recently got your license, Gino, and I understand you live in a homeowners association. Man, what are you doing for an antenna there?
Yeah, I sure do. I have a 8-foot round right out back there running up into my attic for a EX20 Alpha Delta.
I'm looking for it. Hang on, I can't get it.
There as well. And, I'm also doing some satellite work with PSK31. I'm running a Kenwood TS2000 back here, Camaro Deluxe, and that's good to go. It's treating me well. Farthest contact is Japan, so I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying everything about the hobby. I get on some D-Star, make some Go Box, do some Raspberry Pi work over here. We cover everything. Even the new DMR radios, we have those out here in our area, and we just have a good time.
Well, you know, Gino, your audio went down there. I had to crank it way up. Let Mick say something in the other mic there. Mick, can you hear us?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it was really interesting putting because he's in an HOA situation, putting that 20-meter dipole up in his attic. And actually, you know, the first contact we made was Cuba, and then after that, you know, we hit Japan. I mean, and you know, we like to tell a lot of these people that that come on the site, you know, hey, I live in an HOA. You know, what can I do? Can I work with a small antenna? Can I do something that you know is kind of a low profile thing or whatever questions they may ask, and we try to help them out with that too. So, because we both live in that kind of a situation, but you know, you don't. It's nice to have a big beam, of course, but you don't have to. And a lot of people think that that's what you need to get out. But you know, that's another reason that we're here. We let them know that you can still have fun in ham radio.
I use all wire antennas myself here. I took my tower down about 10 years ago when I moved. Didn't put it back up. I can work any country I want to. So that antenna is actually in the attic, I think, there. So it's doing pretty good.
Yeah, sure
for
is.
you.
I have it up there in the attic and stuff. It grounds out. My RFI is beautiful. It's just amazing. I can't believe how well the install went. And, yeah, it's just a really good thing, you know.
All right. Well, hey, real quick, Gino, at the NAB, you picked up a little shortwave receiver. Let's look at that shortwave receiver and talk about it in a minute, and then.
Yeah, we sure can.
Go
here.
ahead.
This shortwave receiver is by CountyCom, and it's a company out of the United States here. But anyway, it's a GP5 SSB, which is a single sideband radio. You can monitor anything really from 2,300 all the way to 30,000 kilohertz, shortwave 520 to 1710 kilohertz. It's a cheaper radio. It only runs you about $70 retail. I think it's about $79 on their site, but you can find some other deals out there for about $69, $70 around there. But I've got some pretty good contacts. I've listened to some stuff out in Australia in the middle of the night on here. I've listened to stuff from all over. I mean, it's easy to program, easy to store stuff, easy to move around. It's a great little handheld shortwave radio, you know, for traveling. It does AM, FM over 1,000 storage places you can put stuff in. And but for the money, you can't beat it for shortwave if you want to get involved. It comes with a 20-foot just an antenna that clips on here, and yeah, you just run it by the window, and bam, you're out on shortwave, hitting everything. So
Well, that may be
nice
something some of our shortwave listeners want to check into there. That's a neat little portable shortwave radio there for sure.
Yeah, it's the GP5 by CountyCom, and I'll show you guys a quick little shot of it there. There you go. There's there it is. There's the other antenna. It comes with the AM antenna, and it's just CountyCom sells them, and they're a great little deal for what you get, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, Gino and Mick, we've got to go to the next segment. We're running just a little late. We got a lot going here tonight. I hope you were able to tune in and watch the rest of the program. We really appreciate all you're doing to promote ham radio. And
Thank you, sir.
we sent out our mailing list last night. We had your website on it, and we're seeing that a lot of people are clicking on your link and going to your website, which is amateurradioclub.net. So
yeah, amateurradioclub.net, and then we're also going to be live here at the NVCon.org, which is the Nevada State Convention here, May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and we got AF7LT Chris there in chat flying in from Washington, and a couple other of our elements will be there. So we're gonna do a live show from the booth. So we hope you guys will come and join us and stuff. And
Okay, well, real good. And I saw a note. I saw a note in the chat room. Your audio is acting up. You know, it did that before we got on here.
We're having
Well,
issues with it.
I
We're
think
gonna fix
everybody understood everything. But hey, but when we get you on the show next time, maybe we'll have some time to test and get that cleared up beforehand. Mix sounded better than your mic, so I don't know if it's different level adjustments or what's going on, but. Anyway,
They're just kind of overloading the microphones. They're real clipped
yeah,
and distorted, and it's just too much audio in a small space.
yeah, it probably is.
Volume needs to come down a little bit. There's nothing wrong with working the mic close, but the level needs to come down because it's clipped.
Yeah, it really was. We noticed that before the show, and then we thought it got better, but it got a little worse during the show.
we'll get it next time, you guys. We have other mics and stuff here. We just went with this wireless thing to give it a shot. So next time we'll get these things hooked up on some stands over here, and you guys can hear us a little bit
Well,
more.
I think that sounded much better, don't you, Ted?
Yeah, well, that cleared it right up.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
that-
and Gino, just
I
talk a
put a
little. You can
couple
talk a little
adjustments
closer to the mic now.
There we go.
Okay, hopefully we're good now. So I do apologize, guys, for that. We'll get ironed out for next time.
That's okay, not a problem, man. That's why we call this amateur radio. We're all amateurs on here, and I tell you, most of the time, mistakes are on my end here.
Hey, and and don't be afraid to get on air. If you're a new technician out there, get on the air. Don't be scared. If you got questions, come by chat, hang out with us. You can call me on the phone if you want me to walk you through it. But we're here for you, so please come over to amateurradioclub.net. And I do appreciate your time, Tom, and we do thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
73.
Thank you.
73, guys.
Thank you. And Ted, Ted, if you will, why don't you go ahead and pick it up, Ted? Maybe talk about QSO radio show or something while I try to get our next guest on here.
Yeah, well,
If I can figure out how to work this. Let's see.
the thing we do on Saturdays at 1:00 is called the QSO Radio Show. We've been doing it about 8 or 9 years now, maybe longer. I don't know. I can't remember, but it airs again on Saturday night at about 7 p.m. on 5085. So it runs on Saturday at 1 p.m. on 9475, and then it airs again on Saturday nights at 7 o'clock. Been doing it for a long time. And then, of course, we do the live broadcasting. QSO always broadcasts live on Field Day. And we have everybody calling in, telling us what they're doing on Field Day. And the ones that seem to be, I guess I want to say, the ones that are sharing all the interesting information are the chefs, the people who are, or at least not the chef, but what the chef is cooking, what